Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US penny stock highlights for Monday, the 17th of August. Starting off with Clovis Oncology, where got a slightly different setup from usual. We obviously bounced off the floor of this broadening triangle there around the $4.70 area. But it's the old April support around 550, which is perhaps key today. End of day close above that, we should be on our way towards the appointed target over the next few weeks up to the top of the triangle at $9. Obviously resistance to the 50-day line at $6.40 and the 200-day line at $7.80, but the overall picture could be up to the $9 area. Next up, a stock which I don't think I've looked at before. Here we've got a situation where we've broken recent neckline resistance from July and early August, so that's namely at $3.12. Above that, on an end-of-day close basis, hopefully today, we should head higher, and we could head as high as the top of the rising trend channel on the daily chart from January through $5, and perhaps we hit that by the end of next month. Another new name for this particular selection is Clearone, or Clear One perhaps, but Clearone looks like the most likely name for the company. Here we've broken a post-May triangle there, broken it at $2.68, and while we're above that, looking for a top of February price channel at as high as $4.20 or a little bit more. Time frame on that, the next 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously, the way the shares are going at the moment, it looks as though we could get there much sooner. At this stage, already back below the 50-day line and the uptrend line from May. Around $2.27 really delays the upside scenario for Clearone. On to a stock which maybe is not quite in the same league, but well worth having a look at the moment. Flexible Solutions. Here we've gapped up today quite nicely within that rising trend channel from January. The message at the moment is that while we're above the floor of the gap around the $2.63 level, on an end-of-day close basis, we could head higher and as high as the top of that channel from the beginning of the year, up around the $3.80 level, hopefully hitting that over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Stock which I like the look at it all right from the start, the first time I looked at it. Lifeway Foods. Here, if the chart comes through, you can see that the shares have powered ahead in quite a spectacular fashion. Interesting that there was no gap. We've broken the old peak from back in June last year, around $4.75, and above that, looking for a target as high as, I suppose that's $5.90 or so over the next few sessions. You can see the shares rushing around at the moment. If you're an optimist and you want to see perhaps a bigger target there, the next level up after the 580 area would be an upper parallel heading towards $8.65, but maybe that's for another time, at least here while we're above the $4.80 or $75 area, then the upside to $6 is the initial, or towards $6 is the initial target there for Lifeway Foods. New stock now, and it's here in the form of La Jolla Pharmaceuticals. Here we got a situation where the shares have just broken out of that falling wedge with a gap, so that sort of gives it more credibility. So above $4 on an end-of-day close basis today, we should be heading higher. Initial target there at the 50-day line, just under $4.50. But the big picture target to be hit perhaps as soon as the end of next month would be up to $7 at the top of that broadening triangle from the end of May. So quite a strong situation there shaping up. On to Pui Wealth Management, and here we've got a situation where at the end of last week we saw the shares break out of that, or break that resistance line, that triangle from the middle of June versus the $3.13 level. Above that, obviously, we are looking quite bullish. End of day close today above the rising 50-day moving average at $3.86 would cement the idea that the stock is going to head higher back towards the main resistance on the daily chart from early July at $6 plus. hopefully see that over the next 2 to 4 weeks. Pacific Ethanol is next, and as regular viewers might remember, this is a stock which I like the sound of. Again, the first time I saw it, bit of a sort of dance either side of that resistance line there from May, that resistance line at 380. So we've had a couple of end-of-day closes above it and a couple of end-of-day closes below it. Probably one can say below, at least while we're above the floor of the recent flag at $3.33, we should be heading higher, and heading higher up towards the $5.90 or $6 area at that March resistance line projection, and that could be seen over the next 4 to 6 weeks. On to a stock which I don't think I've covered before, but all newcomers are obviously welcome here. Kumu Corporation, beautiful consolidation here, sort of a U-shaped consolidation that we've had, just approaching that peak from last month around $5.50. End of day close through $5.50, and we could see the shares at the top of the rising trend channel on the daily chart from back in basically July last year, heading for $7. So above break of $5.50 could take us up to $7. Stop loss at the moment back at $5, which is recent neckline resistance for the shares. Last stock of the day is one that is certainly looking quite sprightly. Rise Education living up to its name, nearly at the initial target there, that top of that broadening triangle at $6.60. So perhaps seeing that today or tomorrow. If you are a fan of this situation and want to know how much further the shares could go, perhaps $9 could be the target there at that old November resistance line projection. At this stage, really, while we're above, I suppose the stop loss area would probably be resistance on the way down, which is 564. So the whole bull argument here remains intact while we hold above that old peak from early March on Rise Education. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.